It says a stone is dropped from a cliff. What distance does it cover in the first 2 seconds? If this is the cliff and then this is the ground and then we drop a stone from rest, being dropped means that the initial speed is equal to 0. What happens to this stone? It is going to fall vertically downwards until it hits the ground with some final velocity, which is v final, and that is not going to be 0. Why? Because we do have acceleration due to gravity, which is acting vertically downwards. So g, which is the value given to us as 10 meters per second squared, this is pointing downwards. We need to specify our coordinate system. So since this is a vertical motion, all we need to do is place our vertical axis such that we have pointing upwards is positive y and then pointing downwards is negative y. And then we don't have any horizontal motion. The kinematic equation of motion we can use to solve this problem is going to be delta y is equal to 1/2 gt squared plus vit. So here delta y is the vertical displacement because it is along the y axis, and then 1/2 g is a constant of the motion because it is the gravitational acceleration in this motion, which is given to us as 10 meters per second squared. Time, which is the time given to us, which is 2 seconds. So after these 2 seconds, how much displacement would this stone have? And then the initial speed, which is vi, since we are dropping the stone, is going to be 0, and 0 times anything is just going to be 0. So if we have delta y, which is the vertical displacement, is going to be equal to 1/2, and then g, acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration is a vector quantity, and since we specified our coordinate system such that any vector downwards is negative, so g here is going to be negative 10 meters per second squared, and then times the time squared, which is 2 seconds squared. And then we have plus the initial speed. Since we are dropping this object, then the initial speed is going to be 0. So 0 times the time, which is 0. So the whole of this term goes to 0 because the initial speed is 0. So from here, it is straightforward to simplify, which is our vertical displacement. Delta y is going to be equal to minus 1/2 times 10 meters per second squared, and then times 2 squared is 4, and then we have seconds squared, so seconds squared. So this second squared here divides exactly to 1 with this second squared. So we are left with 1/2 of 10, which is going to give us negative 5.0 meters left, right? And then times 4. And then this gives us delta y to be equal to negative 20 meters. And this is the vertical displacement, right? So displacement is a vector quantity. We are interested in finding the distance. So the distance is going to be the absolute value of this vertical displacement, which is just taking the positive value of this, which is just going to be 20. So that will be 20 meters. So if you go back to our options, the correct answer is option C. All right. If you found this helpful, like, share, and follow me on this page for more of such videos. Until then, I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.